To give up, you have to be dead, or completely incapacitated.
I'm drawing blank on this bank IT thing. Okay, edge services. An edge serif is a component which is exposed to a public internet. It acts as gateway to all other services, which you could refer to as platform services. Example, darling, consider ng-nix reverse proxy in front of some web resource server. Here, ng-nix acts as an edge service by routing public HTTP requests to the appropriate platform service. So-called internet is connected to ng-nix reverse proxy. Reverse proxy, ng-nix, connected to platform services. Meaning, ng-nix is connected to image server and text server. The reverse proxy pattern makes sense if every one of your resource servers is hardened to receive raw internet traffic. But, darling, in the typical service-oriented architecture, implementing a simple reverse proxy would duplicate a substantial amount of security and reliability code across platform services. For example, GiggleMug, we do not want to re-implement user authentication in each platform service. Instead, we factor these responsibilities directly into the edge service. Edge service validates and authenticates incoming requests. It enforces rate limits to protect the platform from undue load, and it routes requests to the appropriate upstream services. Factoring these high-level features into the edge service is a huge win for platform simplicity. We will continue tomorrow, darling, I'm sure. Boyo, I suggestionize you to keep learning, son. Let's talk about DevOps. Question. What containers have to do with DevOps? DevOps speeds up how an idea goes from development to deployment. At its core, DevOps relies on automating routine operational tasks and standardizing environments across an app's lifecycle. Containers can offer standardized environments, but you need a platform to manage them that also offers built-in automation and support for any infrastructure. Hint, OpenShift, maybe 4, is the Kubernetes platform to support DevOps initiatives. Okay. Maybe later about OpenShift. Maybe. Tarnation. But, darling. DevOps culture. DevOps relies on a culture of collaboration that aligns with open-source principles and transparent, agile approaches to work. Anyway, the culture of open-source software projects can be blueprint for how to build a DevOps culture. Freely sharing information is the default approach to collaboration in open-source communities. It can help to implement cultural changes like promoting transparency in decision-making, encouraging experimentation by eliminating the fear of failure, or implementing a reward system that encourages trust and collaboration. Many organizations look into digital transformation consulting services to support these kinds of initiatives. Damn, son, aren't you a gal sneaker, haha. Anyway, DevOps culture. With the right leadership and incentive programs in place, your development and operations teams can help to facilitate an open source culture. But DevOps becomes most effective when this culture is spread throughout the organization. Sure, the name refers to development and operations, but DevOps is for everyone. D-man, son, hun. Next on Ready to Die. DevOps process. Boom. Now. ccna. IP addressing basics. TCP IP addressing. Addressing schemes. On a network, data can be sent to the destination in several different ways. Data can be sent to a unicast address, a broadcast address, or a multicast address. There's some differences between these three. But unicasts send information to one system. With IP, this is accomplished by sending data to the IP address of the intended destination system. Anyway, but now, broadcasts send information to all systems on the network. Data that is destined for all systems is sent by using the broadcast address for the network. The broadsat address is determined by setting all host, did I said host? Host bits to 1 and then converting the octet to a decimal number. There is also an internetwork broadcast address of 255 in all 4 octets, which is for data that is to be sent to all networks. So now but boom. Multicast sends information to a selected group of systems. Typically, this is accomplished by having the system subscribed to a multicast address. Any data that is sent to the multicast address is then received by all systems subscribed to the address. Most multicast addresses start with 224 in the first octet, and are considered Class D addresses. You again both those classes. Finish. Day what? Day 10. FTP, File Transfer Protocol. FTPS, File Transfer Protocol Security. GBIC, Gigabit Interface Converter. GBPS, Gigabits per Second GLBP, Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. GPG, GNU Privacy Guard. GRE, Generic Routing Encapsulation. GSM, Global System for Mobile Communications. HA, High Availability. HDLC, High Level Data Link Control. So darling, Python, boom boom. Python literals. Coding floats. Let us see how this convention is used to record numbers that are very small, in the sense of their absolute value, which is close to zero. A physical constant called Planck's constant, and denoted as h, according to the textbooks, has the value of 6.62607 times 10 to the power of 34. If you would like to use it in a program, you should write it like 6.62607, minus 24. Note, the fact that you have chosen one of the possible forms of coding float values does not mean that Python will present it the same way. Python may sometimes choose different notation than you. For example, let us say you have decided to use the following float literal. 0, dot, and 30 zeros and 1 in the end. When you run this literal through Python, let us say through pint function. Result is 1, minus 22. But Python always choose the more economical form of the numbers presentation, and you should take this into consideration when creating literals. Boom. Mouth pie. Nagging fish. Nagging grill fish. Darling, love, boom boom. Some pumpkins, but no ASP.NET Core, I think. Or maybe. But HTTP. HTTP is an application protocol that defines set of rules to send request from browser to server and send response from server to browser. Initially developed by Tim Berners-Lee, later standardized by IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, and W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. So clients, meaning browsers, send requests to servers, and those servers after receiving those requests might send some response back to the browser. Duh. Wooden spoon. Son. Police watch us, roll up, and try knocking us. One knee, I ducked, could it be my time is up? All I need is my mind. Son, you ain't no wooden spoon, aren't you? A particularly dumb son? So. Trader sum. Money market instruments. Continue with chimerical papers. Understanding commercial paper. Commercial paper was first introduced over 150 years ago when New York merchants began to sell their short-term obligations to dealer in order to access capital needed to cover near-term obligations. These dealers, or middlemen, purchased the paper, also known as promissory notes, at a discount from their par value. They then sold the paper to banks and other investors. The merchants would repay the investors an amount equal to the par value of the note. Commercial paper is not backed by any form of collateral, making it unsecured debt. It differs from asset-backed commercial paper, ABCP, a class of debt instrument backed by assets selected by the issuer. No wooden spoon, darling. In either case, commercial paper is only issued by firms with high ratings from credit rating agencies. These firms can easily find buyers without having to offer a substantial discount, at a higher cost to themselves, for the debt issue. So, no rain napper, no wooden spoon, hun. Commercial paper is issued by large institutions in denominations of 100K or more. Other corporations, financial institutions, and wealthy by individuals, are usually buyers of commercial paper,